G'day guys, welcome back to another episode of Red Sand Rookies. Today we've got a special guest.
Hello.
This is Asha, the mastermind behind all of our social media and everything, really.
I don't know about mastermind, just another rookie here to help.
Anyway, today's episode, we decided that it would be a good idea to put together 5 items that we regularly use.
We're just glad we brought them along, you know. It's good to have for the peace of mind, like this is stuff you really need when travelling. Just, essential road trip items, I suppose.
Yeah, so we'll jump straight into it. So the first item that we're going to look at is the Jetboil. So many people would be pretty familiar with these products. They've been on the market for a while, but this thing, we literally use it every day to boil water, to wash dishes, to make cups of tea, to make coffee. Even if you're just a bit unsure about the quality of the water and just want to quickly boil it so that you know that it's safe to drink, you just whack it in here, and it makes it super easy. You can buy these for about $150 or $160 from BCF at the moment, and pretty much what it can do is it can hold 2 cups of water inside this section here. It runs on the propane tanks. You screw it on, fire it up, and it'll boil 2 cups of water in about a minute. So it's super handy, and we really do use it almost every single day, if not multiple times a day. So it's a really good thing to have.
Yeah, so good. So much better than just like boiling water on the stove. It's so quick. And like, you know, after dinner when you're tired, you don't want to, like, you just want to go to bed, you just chuck this on, you don't have to wait for water to boil. It's done easy. And like, you can see how much it's been thrashed. Like, we literally use this all the time, everywhere we go. Even just like picnic spots or going out to watch the sunset or sunrise, always take it with us. It's just so good. Yeah.
So, I mean, like, you can also get the attachment where you can cook on these too. We have occasionally cooked 2-minute noodles in this. I don't think you're supposed to. It does overflow, so you've got to be really careful, but we have done that in that. So would highly recommend for anyone touring. Doesn't matter if you're a backpacker or if you've got a caravan, this is going to be an item that you 100% need to have. So that's the first item. All right, so next on the list is we're going to be talking about our iTechworld portable battery system. Now, we decided to go down this path of a portable battery system because we didn't really have a 240 volt solution for our camper trailer. So we found this piece of kit from iTechworld. This is the iTech 500. And basically what this is a 50 amp hour lithium battery inside with a 240 volt inverter. So this can power 12 volt appliances as well as 240 volt. So we use this quite a bit when we're looking to charge our laptops or cameras or drone or whatever we're doing while on the move. It's also just a 50 amp hours of spare battery that, you know, just in case we do run into a bit of strife, which we have in the past where we've gone off grid for maybe a little bit too long. There's been too many days of overcast weather and we haven't been able to run the solar. So the good part about this is that it's not fixed to our camper trailer. We can take this out and we can sit pretty much anywhere in the campsite. We can go to the camp kitchens and run the chargers for our laptops while we're sitting away or editing, which makes it really handy. So obviously you can see along the front that there are your 240 volt outlets from the top, and then there's also a range of different 12 volt outlets, including USB-C, USB, the traditional USB, etc. This piece of kit costs us just under $1,000, I believe, for this one here. And look, if you do have a 240 volt solution in your caravan or camper, you probably wouldn't need it. But for us, we didn't have it at the time. And to be honest, it's probably better for us because we can take it anywhere. So that's where it comes to its own. You can charge this thing on solar from the rear, but more often than not, we'll just plug it into the back of the car and just juice it up while we're driving, so that whenever we get to where we're going, it's fully charged. So that's the iTechworld. Yeah.
And like it's held up so well on all the roads. It's gotten smashed, and like my laptop's broken, cameras are broken, but this thing, she just keeps going. She's real good, real hefty. Lasts forever, I reckon. Definitely worth it.
Very, very good.
Yeah.
Alright, so moving on to the next piece of kit, which is one of my favourite bits of kit that we bought along the journey, is this GME PLB or personal locator beacon. Now, we luckily haven't needed to use it, which is great, but basically what it is more of a land-based EPIRB. So you'd use a PLB on land, but your EPIRB is the ones that you would take out on marine boats. That's the one. take an EPIRB out in the boat. PLB used for like hiking, or if you're going, remote locations. If you're going into, you're not going to have reception. You're not going to be able to contact people. You take that, and basically it works in the same way. What it does is you flip up the aerial, and you can send a signal off via satellite, and basically that signal gets transmitted all the way through to Canberra, and then from Canberra they will contact the local emergency services, and basically they'll come and save you from wherever you are. So I've seen a couple stories online. I believe there was a family that got stuck in the Simpson Desert and they used one of these to actually get saved. So it's definitely one of my favourite pieces of kit. I would highly recommend it if you are going out anywhere that's sort of semi-remote.
Which is like most of Australia.
Yes.
Like most of the places we've been, you don't have reception. And I mean, Telstra's pretty good, but there's so many places you just don't have reception. And even like a snake bite, like you might not know what bit you, or like you might just be feeling really sick. The weather out here gets crazy. Like could even be heat stroke, or like anything could get you, It's just so good to have just as a backup. And thank God we haven't had to use it. But just knowing we have it, I feel so confident going hiking or out into the wilderness.
Yeah, obviously being so small and compact, we can throw it in a backpack, or it comes with a clip that you can just attach to your backpack to take it out hiking with you. So it's
But
really,
you don't
really
even notice it's there, it's that small. Just chuck it in the bag. Like I literally constantly have it in my backpack, just for wherever we go, it's always there. It's good.
Yeah. And the thing to remember, like if you're going out onto dirt roads or into remote areas of Australia, the conditions can change so quickly that you may not think you're going to be in trouble, and then all of a sudden you get dumped with a heap of rain and suddenly a road becomes impassable, or you get stuck, you get bogged, or whatever it is. So that is a tip-top solution, if you ask me. This PLB cost us about $350 for anyone who was wondering. I think you can get them from most camping and outdoor stores like BCF or Anaconda. But yeah, about $350 if you want to get one of them. Okay, so last bit of kit. This is probably my second favourite piece of kit. First favourite, this is probably my second. So this is the ARB tyre repair kit. You can get tyre repair kits from a number of different brands out there, but we've gone with the ARB one because ARB's a pretty good brand. So we've only needed to really use this once, and that was when we got a puncture on the Gibb River Road.
We've actually been amazingly lucky, I think, with punctures.
So,
Like, we've had one, but I can imagine, I don't know, it would probably happen more frequently to other people. You'd be
Maybe.
using this thing all the time.
not because we're better at doing this than anyone else, it's just purely by chance that we haven't popped any tyres, so it's good to have. But basically, the full kit, you can read heaps about these online, but pretty much what you can do is if you do get some sort of puncture on your tread, there's a good chance that you'll be able to fix it with one of these. And the way it does it is you pretty much just like clean out the hole, and then you are pretty much putting a bit of it's like gooey wire into the hole, and it it plugs it, and ARB will tell you that the plug is really for temporary use only. But in saying that, we've had it plugged in one of our tyres, and it's been on there for just under 25,000 Ks, and it's had no dramas. We've taken that off-road many times with the plug in it, and it's been completely fine. Obviously, be sure to do your research, and the condition of your tyre might be way worse than what we had. We just had a very simple puncture, which was very easily repaired. But yeah, this can get you out of strife if you do run over a nail or a big rock or something like that. There's a good chance you'll be able to repair it with one of these. So you can get these, I'll have to check the price. I think these are about $200. And again, you can get them from the ARB stores, or most off-road camping stores will have one of these. And again, you can get other brands. You don't have to get ARB. You can get, there's a number of different brands, XTM, all those sorts of brands. But just good to have, just in case you do get stuck and you need to repair your tyre.
The last thing, you might be wondering, where is it? Well, let me tell you, this right here, the classic Akubra. This thing has saved us on so many occasions. You just, like, so protective. Wear it to the beach, wear it hiking, wear it driving. Like, it's comfortable, it's fashionable, it's functional. Ticks all the boxes. You know, Australia's hot. It's sunny most of the time. Like, we're out in the sun constantly doing what we're doing. And just having this protection here is so worthwhile. Like, I don't think I've been sunburnt on my face this whole time.
Like, we were umming and ahhing whether we should buy them, like, before we left, and so glad that we did, because otherwise we just would have been screwed.
Yeah.
It is a big investment. Like, it's a $200 hat, you know, like, if you weren't going to use it, it's probably a waste of money, but it's very, very well built. They're super sturdy.
These things last lifetimes. We've seen them in museums, like 100-year-old Akubras still going.
Yeah.
They're so good. And like, I wasn't a hat person before, you know, like never really wore it. And I was like, do I want to spend that much money on a hat? And I am so glad that I did. Like, it's just honestly a lifesaver.
Yeah.
So good to have.
Yeah. So as long as you look after them, like a lot of people go in the water with them and swim with them, you know, it's probably not the best practice to go swimming with them. They will fall apart. But if you look after them, you clean them, and, you know,
We've never
we
cleaned
don't clean them. And they're iconic. It's an iconic Australian...
good for those Instagram photos, you know, the girl holding the hat, looking out to the background.
Of course.
But also, men's stuff too, I guess.
So these are the 5 things that we would recommend you get if you are going on any sort of trip around Australia. There are some other things that we'll probably touch on in maybe some other videos, because there's obviously things you need, like an air compressor and all those sorts of things, but these are just things that we didn't quite realise that we needed until we had them, and now we use them all the time. So big shout out to all these brands. That they're really very, very good products, and we genuinely do use them. We're not sponsored by any of them by any means. Of course, we would love to be, but we're not sponsored by any of these brands, but these are just genuine honest
just good
reviews
stuff
with things that we use all the time. So yeah, if you like this video, please remember to like and subscribe. Otherwise, we'll see you on the next one.